that time of the week. It's Thursday.
Which means
Straight Talk Podcast. It's your boy Fella on the car phone. Next to me is my partner in crime, Rev Ro. How are you doing today, Rev?
it's been a long week, but I'm feeling good.
Feeling good?
Feeling good.
Feeling good? Feeling great.
How about yourself, fella?
I am feeling good. I'm feeling okay. It's been a long day. It has been a long week.
It's just been a long fight, and we gotta have a warrior spirit. We just gotta have a warrior spirit.
Yeah, but I got the weekend off.
Yes, sir.
So, you already know. It's okay.
Anyway, we just gonna keep on rolling.
Let's keep rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Keep on rolling.
One take. That's all we do.
Hey, whoa! But before we really get into it, we have to address.
Absolutely. We're not gonna stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Gotta address that we have failed. Not we, really, but the Kentucky
Attorney. Do you know he black? And he was at.
Are you scared?
No,
At this point,
he's black, and he was at the RNC, the Republican National Convention.
so he one of them. So as a person, you're one of those, buddy.
Yeah.
So you've continued to fail us as well as the justice system all around by failing to arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor.
The murderers.
The murderers, yeah. It's heavy. It's not, you know what I'm saying? This is serious, and we still just keep playing with this, and I don't like that. Mm-hmm. So let's get to the bottom of this. Arrests need to be made. As you can see, I'm repping the Lindenwood BSU shirt.
Yeah,
I feel like it was timely, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out not only this Black Student Union, shout out all of the college universities black. I think at Mizzou it was the GO.
No, because y'all had the mail.
The building was the GOBCC. Is that a building or is that a group?
This is a group.
Oh, okay. So the building.
They didn't want to give us a building. It's a PWI. They ain't gonna do that.
No, we had a building, PWI, GOBCC. But I mean, we had a number of organizations. The one I was in was MBMI. So, shout out to all of the little union groups, especially on at the PWIs.
Yeah.
And especially, just we need justice for Breonna Taylor. We're just gonna keep saying this to start the show, as well as Jacob Blake.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, and it is beautiful that he's still alive, even though he's paralyzed. But at the end of the day, still breathing. Yeah. So I know you fighting. Keep fighting. We are on your side, and hopefully you can recover. And we still need justice in that case as well. So.
Absolutely.
But that is the beginning. Like I said, we start that off. Let's go ahead and get into the show. And if you have been with us for a while, you know what we always start off with.
It's time for Question of the Day.
Question of the Day is the segment where I, fella, ask my buddy here, Rev, a question and grade him on his answer. And remember, my grades are completely subjective.
So don't do what?
So please, please don't be frustrated. If I decide to give him an F, you better not be mad either. They subjective to me.
I love every week when you're about to do this segment. I love the
yeah.
It always reminds me of Stephen A. Stay off the weed. It's always my favorite part. But look, it's subjective.
Subjective. So
I ain't gonna get mad. I might, you know what I'm saying, a little later, but I ain't gonna get mad.
Sometimes.
Because sometimes he be full of mess, but it's not my job not to be mad. It's your job as the audience. Because we all know he be wrong sometimes.
I don't know.
Cue the clip. No. What's your question, man?
I just roll off the tongue to say I'll never be wrong. I don't want to roll off. I had to catch myself.
Why you're so comfortable saying that? Because you're loud and wrong now.
But anyway, question of the day for you. Big news today. Earlier today, I think we all, as sports fans, got it.
Yes, sir.
Steve Nash was hired as the Brooklyn Nets coach. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yes, sir.
So my question to you is, I want you to fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Nash as the Brooklyn Nets coach. Or no. Brooklyn Nets hiring Steve Nash as their head coach is blank. Fill in the blank.
Brooklyn Nets hiring Steve Nash is risky.
Why you say it's risky?
So my thing is, we have seen it happen several times over the last, let's just say 5 years. We've seen former players Former guards, because the point guards are, the guards are always people like, man, you should be a coach. But we've seen former guards come in the league take coaching jobs. Now, I'd say the most successful maybe we've seen recently, Jason Kidd. Giannis developed under him. Milwaukee started to actually look like a really good team. But just in general, the thought to me of having two stars that are known superstars, they both won rings, to just give them a guy that's not experienced as a coach, has never had a coaching stint. Like, I'm sure he has a decent relationship with KD, probably because of Golden State connections. He's played against both of them. But no prior coaching experience, and you're going to put him at the helm of a potential super beast out in the East? You like that? Super beast out in the East? Because you got 2 top 5 guys when healthy. Well, top 10. We'll say top 10. You got 2 top 10 guys when healthy. And I don't know, to just throw Steve Nash in that mix to me is very weird. Even if you put him on the assistant staff, I maybe see it, but just coaching staff, especially because they've been having all these reports about Popovich. They want to put a Godfather offer on Pop. He was going to turn it down, but like nobody would have thought Steve Nash. Steve Nash's name wasn't even circulating. If you said Chauncey Billups, I wouldn't have been surprised because his name's been floating around for the last couple of years.
I think Chauncey Billups wants to be in the front office, though.
Front office jobs,
it has been coaching jobs.
Or if you came out and said Kenny
Smith.
I know they was looking at Kenny for a while, but Steve Nash been in the cut. So it's just a risky move to me to throw him at that situation. Because a lot of people look at that as a championship team or bust. So if he doesn't perform well as the coach, why would you even put that type of pressure? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that should have went to an experienced coach.
My only argument is you didn't mention Steve Kerr. What about Steve Kerr?
That was the other. That's why you looked at me like that when I said Jason Kidd. I did forget about Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
I think of him so much as the coach now that I forget about the playing things.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
that worked.
It's possible. It's just how often is that going to be the case? You know what I'm saying? He walked into an already damn good situation, and he was able to add a little extra to it.
He made him better.
Yeah, he made him better. I'll never discredit him. But, he already had a pretty good situation. Brooklyn Nets are still trying to find their identity with these superstars. How do we fit together? Because we haven't really played together a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Dinwiddie, Karras, and Kyrie played a little bit together, but Kyrie and Dinwiddie was injured at different times.
Yeah.
So we still trying to figure out our identity as a team, figure out where we can really be in the East, and then to just be like, Steve Nash, want a job? It just feels kind of risky to me. I'm interested to see how it goes. Talent is going to take him far to a degree regardless of coaching. But I'm interested to see what adjustments he makes as a coach and if you can really see that it's Steve, not just him relying on his players.
Coaching is going to be the thing that puts them over the hump as a true contender. Just like it did for the Warriors, I think.
Fair. I feel like the Warriors had already kind of found who they were. They were just things that needed to be improved. But that's what I'm saying. The Brooklyn Nets don't have that. It's not like we've already been a semi-successful team. We just need, because we've had pieces coming in and out.
You're saying it's from square one.
It's kind of still at the bottom phases of the yeah. So it's, to bring a culture into a culture that's already set. So we do have some things, but let's work on. And you get new coach, new culture, new players. It's all a lot going on, and now we're looked at as top dogs potentially when healthy. So it's a lot of pressure going on from all sides. I'm just surprised you would throw that at somebody that's never done it.
Okay. So your word is risky.
Risky.
Okay, I like that. I like that word but my thing is high risk, high reward.
Always.
And then also, this is an okay move. I'm just putting my 2 cents real quick. I like the move, but I do agree with what Stephen A. Smith was saying earlier today. My thing is, why hasn't Mark Jackson gotten hired as a
he's been blackballed
as a head coach? And maybe I don't think my thing about what the Brooklyn Nets probably wasn't a good fit for Mark Jackson. I don't think maybe. I think he should be hired for one of the younger teams in the NBA looking for a coach. Yeah. For sure. I think that's pretty simple to me that he should be like one of the top candidates.
Absolutely.
Because he got the Warriors.
He took that young Warriors group and helped them,
shaped all their careers.
Exactly.
That's my only thing. And then as far as just, it always seems like, and it has been, we've had it happen a couple of times where the white coach, there's some white privilege in it to where they don't need as many, or black coaches get one chance and it's just like, we're not.
Mike Brown is forever an assistant coach now.
Right.
David
Fizdale.
David Fizdale, yeah, stuck as an assistant now. And he didn't get a fair shot in New York.
At all.
You saved face, I guess, by giving him the job and making us happy, because a lot of people were like, you know, hey, this is good to see him in this.
Y'all wasn't
especially after he got let go in Memphis.
Right.
But y'all wasn't really in it to see it go nowhere.
Yeah.
You wanted to save face. You know you needed a coach because you run through coaches like the Cleveland Browns run through quarterbacks. You can't keep a coach. So you just did it to save face, and we need a coach for a little bit, but then we're going to blame it on him.
Yeah.
So the fact that he got passed up, I look at Tyronn Lue. I talked about I think he's a good coach.
People
always used to turn him.
Regardless of LeBron, he still won a championship. David Black couldn't do it.
He's an assistant now on that Clippers team, and they look pretty good. Tyronn Lue obviously has to know what he's doing to a degree. He was an assistant when David Black was there. No? Like, he was, you know what I'm saying? So you have to give him credit.
Yeah.
So the fact that he didn't get a shot at that.
That's the issue. Like, it's nothing wrong with Steve Nash getting his coaching job. Steve Nash is a great mind for sure. But there's still going to be some job openings for the rest of the season. Come on now. Give the coaches that are black a shot. Stop letting them get, one job, and then you got somebody like Mike D'Antoni.
White coaches jump around. Mike D'Antoni jumps around.
He's got so many chances.
The Lakers coach, Frank Vogel.
Wasn't
he down?
I think he went to Orlando.
He was in Orlando.
He
Indiana.
Got a couple chances.
Dropped. Orlando dropped. Lakers were like, hey, come on.
Right.
Like black
Luke
coaches,
Walton.
It feels like if you fall out of that rotation, you either stuck to being an assistant coach.
Luke Walton got fired for one day. He was hired back with Sacramento.
Yeah. Sacramento picked him up immediately. So it's not like I feel like a lot of people are gonna try to take what Stephen A. said and twist it or be mad at it, but like
no, I understand. You can.
I feel like it's similar to the way like when Trump won president, some people's sole argument was, okay, but you have no political experience whatsoever. How are there so many more qualified politicians like him or hate him, and you beat them out? It's the same thing with Steve Nash to a degree, because it's like, I mean, I'm sure, yeah, you can figure it out, but there's so many qualified options, white and black, but definitely black coaches because they keep getting stuck on the bench.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just weird. Like, yeah, here's a championship.
It's not weird.
Contender.
We know what it is.
Well, yeah.
It's underlying, but
everything's a little political, and
it's always political.
White power rule. So anyway.
So my grade for you, I give you an A on that.
That's bad.
That's 2 A's.
That might be bad. The bad. You might have gave me the B.
I gave you a C because the last one was I gave you a C on who's the best point guard in the league. That was the last one we did.
By the way, Josh's mom gave me an A. But anyway, and that's not like a weird joke. She actually wrote that on a piece of paper. So anyway.
On grammar.
I take your grade, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, you get an A for that because that's a good answer. It's like, it's risky. But like I said, high risk, high reward. So
it has the potential.
He has the potential to be a good coach. Different. I feel like the Steve Kerr. He's worked with the Warriors, so he has championship in him. But yeah, that's it for question of the day. We can go ahead and move to our next topic. Get into the show.
Now it's time to talk about the W.
The WNBA. All right. Yeah. So there's 2 weeks left in the regular season for the WNBA.
Just about.
And there's already been 5 teams that have clinched the playoff spot.
Mind you, for those of you that still aren't fully invested in WNBA, have a hard time keeping up, only 8 teams make the playoffs. 5 teams are already set.
Yep.
Standings are looking close to firm. There's still some fluctuation, but I mean that 1 through 4 is real close. 5 is creeping up too. 5 is creeping up,
so but the last 3. So you got
a lot
6, 7, and 8 is a about 3-game difference between the 6 and 8, and then the 9th seed is 1 game behind the 8th seed, and the 10th seed is right behind them. So it's gonna be a tight match.
I like that. Just like this year with the NBA, like in the West, I love seeing like them teams because you gotta grind it.
And it's gonna be nice because I'm excited to see what Dallas can do.
Yeah.
I don't know about Indiana Fever though. I like Atlanta.
Do we like Atlanta still?
I like Atlanta.
Fair enough. I don't know. All I know is the Phoenix Mercury, who are currently sitting at 6, but they're playing. They've been playing pretty good. They're going to creep up.
They got 4-game win streak.
That 4-game win streak is going to turn from a 4-for-4 to a 5-for-5.
5-for-5.
They're going to get the ring.
But I want to see what Dallas can do because they got the leading scorer in the WNBA. Arike Agumbawale. That's my lady right there. That's my girl.
Y'all see how my man shit that?
That's my girl.
Hey, watch how
She
happy
a
you say
bucket.
that. Our producer is your woman, and you real happy about saying that's my girl. I'm just trying to save you some trouble later, young man. But he is tripping. The WNBA is definitely gonna be interesting. Yeah, Josh, it's a story behind that. Josh, you want to just hit him with the story real quick?
Story behind Enrique Agumbawale is the so when I was in college, you know, I was on the TV station. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
oh, we doing this? Okay. But no, anyway, I was in college and I was doing the TV station. I did the anchor when she hit the game-winning shot to win the championship. So ever since then, I'm like, ooh.
Hold on. Say it for us one more time.
Enrique Agumbawale. That's my girl.
I like that. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's plenty of room. Honestly, pay attention this next 2 weeks or so of the W, because there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room for movement out in the standings. There's a lot going on in the studio, guys. But there's a lot of room for movement in the standings. It's real close. Those top four teams, it's a tight pack.
I'm excited for the playoffs though. Once the playoffs start, you know, you got the 2 play-in games.
Yeah.
And then you got the conference final.
Which can go by like that.
Yeah, it's gonna go by quick. But I will try my damnedest to catch them.
Standing on that right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch them just because it's always hard. I hope it just depends on what the NBA schedule is like. But typically, they play early in the day, so
yeah.
I'm gonna have to try to catch them in. We'll see what happening with it, and hopefully I can see my girl Enrique go off.
So, hey, anyway, I'm not gonna play with y'all. So, stemming from that, anyway, catch it if you can. A couple weeks left, then it's playoff time. Who doesn't love playoff basketball? Regardless of who's playing, it's always a fun environment. But speaking of playoff basketball, let's hop to the male counterpart, the NBA.
Yeah, NBA. I want to say W.
The NW?
The NWA.
Some white folks might feel like that's what they are right now.
Right.
They keep doing all their protesting.
Who do we want to start? We want to start with the Heat and the Bucks.
Oh, no, we got to say that for last because there's some things that stem from that we need to address.
Okay.
So we got to start off with, first of all, the Celtics and the Raptors. I'm not taking back what I said. Raptors in 6.
That series is a wrap.
It has the potential.
That's what it is. It's a Raptors, all right.
It might still.
Wrap.
I kind of like that.
Raptors, all right.
It was a little bit of a reach, but it was a good reach. You stretched before that one. I like it. It's still going 6 games at the minimum. It's probably gonna go 7, but Raptors in 6 preferably.
No, man, but
did you see that bounce back tonight? That was
pretty tight. I turned it on the timeout before the play, and I was like, this game's over. This series is a wrap. A wrap. But then I'm like, there's no way he's gonna get the shot off. But then I saw the entire play. The OG, how you say his name? Anunoby. He was on the near. He was in the near corner where he was inbounding the ball.
Yeah.
Tatum called the switch, but they ended up kind of zoning it up and it went to the top of the key while OG basically ran baseline to the far side, far corner. And Kyle Lowry just threw it over Taco Fall and caught it and shot out like, ooh! That's pretty nasty. You can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at that. Yeah, it was in sync like the NBA players.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's a good game, but I just think Celtics are a better team. And they honestly might just win the next 2. Just put them out their misery.
6.
No, I think it's.
You're not finna keep.
I think I said 7 originally.
First of all, no.
It might go.
We said 6 or 7.
I think it's Celtics still.
But
I think the Celtics got it regardless.
I think the hardest thing was that game 1. The Celtics shot like nobody would have expected them to shoot. They couldn't miss, and then the Raptors played awful. So it was one of them games like. It was just it was the Celtics' day. They really outplayed them on all fronts because they were just shooting the ball so much better. And the Raptors, it was just one of them days for them. They couldn't get it going. Game 2 was a little more competitive. The Raptors started to look a little better. Game 3, they grinded this one out, so now they got me a little nervous. Like, okay. But to be fair, the Nuggets had me nervous. Nuggets had me nervous when they was down 3-1. I was like, bro, what is y'all doing? Stop playing, man. You can beat them.
Thanks to Jamal Murray, the Nuggets are back in it.
The GOAT. You know why he wanted to win so bad, right?
What?
Never mind. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to leave that to the internet. You can have guests if you make it to round 2. That's all I'm going to say. He wanted the off-court GOAT.
True.
So we go. But that series is not over. Celtics aren't going to win. Raptors in 6.
No, I think Celtics got too much. Tatum, somebody said Tatum's the best player in the East, which.
So Giannis don't exist.
I mean, we see what's going on with Giannis out there.
But so we just solely referring to the bubble. He's the best player in the Eastern bubble because
I think Tatum is that damn good. I think that's what it is.
To be considered the best player in the East.
I think he's that damn good.
In the whole East.
I think he's that damn good.
Who else play in the East, Josh?
Giannis.
Who else play in the East?
Embiid.
Because this is only going to last for a couple more months then because there's a good player by the name of Kevin. There's one by the name of Kyrie. So, sure, you can have it for the bubble, but...
Forgot about Kevin.
Best player in the East is a...
But he can be up there. He can be up there with KD.
Give him 3 more years.
KD going to be rusty coming. What up, Lamont? How you doing?
I think that's a reach, buddy. Maybe
no,
like
I think
3
he
years.
could be better. He could be up there with KD. Easily. I think he'd be up there with KD.
Hot take. Adrian, I know you're watching. Clip it.
I don't know about Ben Simmons, though. But Ben Simmons going to the Warriors.
Ben Simmons, I honestly wouldn't be mad. I'd honestly love to see it.
But I just think they need to break that up in Philly.
One of these days, we really do have to address that because we have very differing views about the breakup and how it should go, but we both agree on that. So one of these days, we're going to talk about the Philly situation because I want to go over that.
Yeah.
I really want to get into that because I think you're wrong.
Yeah,
anyway,
Kyrie Smith. Who Kyrie Smith? You mean Irving?
Kyrie Smith, the best?
I agree. He's not the best at this position. I don't think Kyrie's top 3 at his position.
At his position, no. If we're talking about players in the East, though, that's why I said Kyrie. I don't think he's the best guard. But top players in the East, I don't think Tatum's necessarily better.
I'm saying Tatum is top 3 in the East. I'm not a reach. I mean, if he's not there now, he's gonna be there within the next couple years. Which is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Which is it's fair, but I'm calling it. It's just like me saying Luka is the best player in the NBA.
Lamont, please leave. We don't want your negativity in the chat. Giannis to the Warriors does not sit right with my spirit, and I need you to leave if you're gonna say stuff like that because it's not gonna make me happy.
I really don't even want him to go to the Warriors.
It's not fun. Oh my God, it is not fun.
Oh, but a lot of people acting like he will. But I want to see him go to the Heat.
He's going to Toronto.
I want to see him go to Miami.
The home of the 2019-20, 2021. No,
that would be interesting to see him go to Dallas, Darius. See, KD, Tatum, Giannis. There it is. He right there up there. He up there with him. You can't even argue. Tatum is a bucket.
We gonna put. Is that in order, or you're just mentioning the 3?
Those are top 3.
Because no way Tatum is 2. Are you just throwing out that? You say he's 2? I'm just. Oh. Okay. I misread the names. My fault. I thought Darius said Tatum was 2. I'm like, you're tripping. No. Either way, you're wrong. But I appreciate your opinion.
But yeah, so I think with Tatum is just too much. And again, Fred VanVleet,
Freddie V,
is a great player, but he's not an all-star.
They're missing a piece right now.
He's a fairly clutch player. Pascal Siakam is an all-star. Kyle Lowry is an all-star, but he really shouldn't be an all-star. He's just a good player. It's just not enough. I think with Kemba, cardiac Kemba, Jason Tatum is top player in the league. I just think it's too much. And he said not in order.
Don't forget to mention Jalen. But I think, and that's something we talked about before the series started, is that with Boston being so loaded, it's hard to tell because any one of them can be the leading scorer that night. But then also, Boston, when they're on, they're on. And when they're off, they're off.
I've never seen them when they're off, though. Because they got something, they can come from so many directions. It can be Tatum night, it can be Jaylen Brown night, who they don't lose when Jaylen Brown scores 25, literally.
Yeah, because first of all, he needs more touches. Like
they don't lose, and then they got we ain't even said Gordon Hayward
because he hurt. He probably ain't coming back this series.
Okay.
Wow, the wave off really kind of.
I mean, he ain't really did nothing, but they still got him. He can
games
do
and then he hurt his ankle. What was he gonna do?
He's available.
Especially he's not the guy that's asking for scoring touches most of the time. I mean, Kemba is gonna do it. Jason is gonna do it. Gordon Hayward is your everything guy. I'm gonna make sure I play good defense. I'm gonna make sure I pass the ball.
He's gonna do what's
I'm gonna
needed.
rebound. So he's not always the bucket getter. But when you do get him back in there,
man, he is a top player in the league, Jeremy. Come on now. I'm not just saying that. I mean, he proven
Jeremy
it.
Jordan,
It's my boy.
solid guy. What a guy.
He's proven it. If they can make it to the finals, it's gonna be because of him. He's proven it. If you lead your team to the finals, it's not just because of him. It's not just because of him, but he's gonna have a large part. They got a stacked team, so he's gonna have a lot to do with it. And if they compete for the championship, he's the best player in the league. Well, not the best. He's one of the best players in the league, easily. If he gets league or finals MVP or something like that, come on, now you can't do that to him.
Gotta make it to the finals first. But yeah, I agree.
I think he gonna make it. It's gonna be Clippers Celtics finals. He's in top 20 in the East. Oh my God, come on now.
Okay, Jeremy.
Come on, Jeremy.
I agree with saying Josh is wrong.
Come on, man.
But
Come on, man.
slow
Hit
down,
you with
kid.
the chuck. Come on, man.
Slow down, kid. Going out west before we circle back to the other Eastern set of playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Shouts out to my Nuggets. My Nuggets, hey.
They made it by the hair of the chinny chin chin.
That was honestly a really solid defensive back and forth game. Neither Murray nor Donovan really played well.
They was clamping up.
They clamped up. They didn't even score 90 points.
They didn't even barely score 80.
Yeah. That was a shock, especially because every game has been so high.
They was bricking on too.
Yeah.
But what did you think about the end of that game with the foul calls? Wait, was that the game with the foul calls?
No, that
was
the game
yesterday.
of turnovers.
That was the game of turnovers. Oh yeah.
Game of turnovers.
Donovan Mitchell kind of threw it. What you think about that?
Man, it's that
with
pressure.
That whole little sequence.
It's that pressure. He's still a young
pressure
guy.
burst pipes.
I mean, when your two leaders of this team are like 21, 22 at the oldest, and they're still new to these moments, like they're on building, because they've come up at about the same rate, the Nuggets and the Jazz. Mm-hmm. They were both still just kind of in, but they're starting to look better in the West.
Yep.
Your two main guys are 20 years old.
They're going to see each other a couple more times.
It's going to be hard to fold. Yeah, and it's going to be fun. It's my favorite series so far. But Donovan threw it away. Jamal gets it, passes it off for the easiest layup you could probably get, and then Bruce apparently was playing that game because he bricked that layup.
Shout out Bruce.
Shout out Bruce.
Now we're going to forget that layup you missed.
It's going to be the same as Trey's lack of a catch in that football game. We're not going to go into that. It's a different story. Where my North Stars at? So yeah, he folded, and then what's his name? Troy Daniels folded on the other end. Not Troy Daniels.
He's talking about Alan Craig.
No,
not Alan Craig.
It's Brad Beal.
Torrey Craig. He's talking about Torrey Craig.
Yeah, Torrey Craig. I don't know where I came up, but anyway, Torrey Craig blows that layup. That could have put the game away. Mm-hmm. Then they get the ball back, give it to Mike,
and he missed it. He almost made it though.
You almost made that shot, big bro.
Yeah, true.
Clank,
I really like Mike Conley.
Clank. You have multiple months to think about that.
Yeah, they did, but they needed Mike Conley to make a shot because he was a couple threes that he was wide open.
Mike Conley was the difference maker to me in this series.
In the series, yeah.
Because as soon as they got him back,
and he came up small.
And just imagine if they had Bogdanovich.
The game that he hooped, they won pretty easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right about that.
But no, that was one of them series you hate to see end.
Yeah.
Because it's just been so fun to watch them going back and forth.
Murray putting up 50 like that? How many times you do it twice?
Look, I've always said Murray is a dog. When he came in the league, I was like, oh man, people hype on Book, but this man Murray is gonna be a nasty bucket too.
Yeah.
And I think he was one of those people thought was gonna be, he was good at college at scoring, but he ain't gonna be built like that in the league. No, he's back.
He's a bucket. He was going off.
And to see them do it in the same series and some of the same games.
Every time he said Murray, I was like, yep, going in. I was like, oh, it's nasty.
I was watching, what was that, game 6? I'm sitting there watching it, and he pulled some stupid 3. I was like, watching them go back and forth, it was too fun, man. So now we got to see what they're going to do against the Clippers.
Lakers.
They're playing the Clippers right now.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Literally right now.
Yeah.
They're going to win in 6.
Come on, man.
I'm standing on it.
Clippers are going, it's not, no.
I'm standing on it.
This. They're not going to beat the Clippers.
You don't think so?
No.
Anything is possible. Anything. Okay, say they do win though.
Why talk about the stuff that's not gonna happen?
if Paul George plays,
I'm talking trash. But
if Paul George plays like Paul George,
I mean,
that's been here in the bubble,
they're about 20 right now.
Are they? Dang, this was a close game in the first quarter.
and then the Clippers got serious.
Okay, well,
I mean, they still got time to come back. But I just think
it's only one game.
I just think
still gotta win the next.
It's like we just said, still too young.
Yeah.
Kawhi, Paul George are in the prime. Kawhi Jordan is a machine in the playoffs. He's a machine his entire life, but
the
in the
efficiency,
playoffs, he becomes
he steps up.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's all that energy he was conserving during the season,
exactly.
sitting out.
What y'all think? What y'all think they meant by load management? They're waiting on this.
He was downloading his DLC, boy. Every time he sat out.
Exactly.
So his playoffs come, he put that chip in. It's time to go to work.
Exactly. So I think Clippers are the ones that they got this series pretty. I think they'll handle them pretty easily.
Easier than they did.
I'm
Luka
saying
and them?
5. Game.
You think 5?
5 games.
I'm willing to give the Nuggets 6, in which they win.
Oh my God.
So anyway, then also out west, that just briefly we're gonna get through it because I was grinding my teeth. That Rockets versus Thunder game, I was ready. I was ready to be a very angry man because they were playing.
They made it though.
They were playing.
Shout out to Harden. He played horribly, but he made the game-winning play. And somebody said this in a group chat that I'm in. It saved his career for a little bit longer.
Because if he would have got,
because if he lost that game the way he played, it would have been real tough for him to go back home and look in the mirror.
They would have been on his ass.
Yeah, it would have been.
And like Danny Green said, you ain't got nothing to do in the bubble but be on your phone, social media, and all they're doing is bullying you. So he wouldn't have wanted to. He needed that.
It wasn't no problem. Yeah, it was a good play. It was a game time play, and that's what the play is about. Like, you had a horrible game, but when it comes down to that final moment, like CP3 said, you either built for that moment or you're not.
And I think that was the most infuriating part about watching it.
They kept saying it.
Well, first of all, okay, shut up. Like, Chris Paul's clutch. Yeah, we understand. But
and every time he said it, he would
Harden
do
is not taking over.
Oh, yeah.
You need this.
That one, yeah, I was getting frustrated with that too because I was like, bro, shoot the ball. Shoot.
He was trying to be.
You dribble, shoot all season.
He was
but
doing
when
the
it's
LeBron
crunch
James
time,
act.
When it's crunch time, you want to dribble and pass and dish.
Like, bro, score, please.
Like, bro, that was frustrating me because I like that, but
that was one of the things that frustrated me about Game 6. That people were talking so bad about Russ and he did stink it up, but I was watching some plays where Harden did not look like he wanted the ball. It's like, bro, you know what type of team this is, especially when you score. Why are you playing like that?
Yeah, that was frustrating.
But
do they have a chance against the Lakers? And what do we think that series is going?
I just want to throw it out there. I don't realistically expect them to win. I'd love it, but I'm tired of people saying it's going to be a sweep because it definitely will not be.
No, it's not going to be. So I honestly think that series might go 6 or 7.
Rockets in 7.
But my thing about the Rockets is if they hit the threes, they can compete and beat any team. So if they hit the threes, if they get hot in 2 or 3 of the games, they're gonna win those games because Lakers cannot shoot threes. I've been saying this. They're not a 3-point shooting team.
No, they're not. They suck.
They're a defensive team.
Very well.
But the thing about them being a defensive team and them shooting threes, the Lakers are the Rockets when they're kind of unbeatable. They hit a lot. Harden for one hits a lot of contested threes when he's on, and the rest of the team they hit a lot of contested threes.
Green beating from the corner.
Yeah, and so that's my thing. If they can get a game or 2 where they can hit some threes, it's easily a 6-game series. Obviously 6 games. If they can't do what they did in Game 6 in 2016, and then Game 7 is up for grabs. But I just think
defense. I disagree with that only because they have actually played better defense recently and in the bubble. They switching on everything. They trap really well and recover really well. Like they'll trap you and bounce right back. You're not getting open shots. They have definitely played way better defense in the bubble than they demonstrated in the regular season.
They play good team defense. Yeah. Obviously, they need somebody that's going to. Their main issue in this series is going to be Anthony Davis. They don't have anybody. Really? Oh my God, Anthony Davis has been hooping.
He's been off and on in the bubble.
No. He was off. Games. No, he was off in Game 1 of the playoffs with the Blazers.
That ain't the only game he's been off though.
But no, since Game 1 of the playoffs, he's been a problem for games 4, 5, or 3, 4, 5.
It's easy to still do this though.
No.
AD be playing too soft for me to be fully convinced.
Yeah, that's the problem with AD when he starts selling for the shot.
Yes,
that's what I said this a long time ago.
PJ is down there, and while PJ is gonna play decent defense, or Robert Covington is, you still have such an advantage over him.
Yeah,
and he still be playing soft.
He's got to attack, but games 2, 3, 4, and 5,
he was on.
He was attacking. He was shooting and he was making it. So that always helps. He was a problem, and I just don't see them being a. We'll leave it. I don't see them being able. I don't think he gonna average 30 a game.
You think AD gonna average 30?
35.
My thing is people keep talking about who gonna guard AD, who gonna guard LeBron. I want to ask you the same question about Russ and Harden because nobody has done it successfully. The Lakers, at least as a team, have not.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Russ was bullying JaVale and AD the last 2 times they played. You are too big. I know he built like that, but you're too big to be letting this 6 point guard.
6'3"?
Yeah, he ain't even 6'6". He like 6'3".
I agree, Mount. I don't think the small ball is not gonna work, but I don't think this is going to be a sweep. But it's gonna be an interesting series. It'll be interesting to see what the Rockets do. Again, if they get a game or two where they can shoot and make the shots, you know, for one time in the playoffs like they never do, it'll be an interesting series.
They always off at the wrong moments.
Yeah.
It's like the moments you need them to be on. And I'll give OKC credit. They actually are a hell of a team. But, man, like, people were going to try to blame Russ if they lost this series. Harden would have got a lot of slander, too. But especially at the Game 6, people would have tried to blame Russ. But we're not going to look at, Game 3 when they were missing every 3.
Yeah.
Game 4, they couldn't buy a bucket. You know what I'm saying? So I was just glad it worked out because both of them were about to be slandered. And I would have hated to see that on the TL for the next couple months.
I hate when people slander. I don't really like it. It's fun sometimes, but other times it's just like... But lastly, last series going back to the East, we have the Bucks and the Heat, and we both guessed Game 5, Heat in 5 on this series, and right now it's looking like we almost overestimated.
Did you see the way Giannis was looking yesterday? When he was sitting on the little stanchion, bro.
I seen that, but it was like I didn't even see a problem with how he was looking.
Nah, it's just he looked so defeated, like, damn. Because they came
back. The game
they came back. They were supposed to go ahead and lose.
That was an interesting game.
The last little couple minutes of the game, they came back. Some of it was some bull jive, but they came back.
Yeah, I think.
And then to still end up losing, like.
The only thing about that call is
it was a makeup call.
Yeah, they called the one on one side, so they had to call it on the other side. And you were here watching it. We watched it last night.
The more I was talking about it, I was like, hold on, we were watching this together.
We were.
So, but it was, you know, sometimes it'd be like that.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a game. I was actually very pissed off to see Jimmy throw it away on that inbounds, and it hit the bottom of the backboard, I think.
I don't even remember.
He was trapped.
Oh,
he wasn't even inbound. He was just trapped in the corner. He threw it up, and it hit, like, bro.
That was a good defense. It was a good trap.
But then to see them put the clock at 0 and to have him shoot free throws, basically you're screwed either way.
I've never seen that before.
I hope he misses both, but the clock is at 0. He gets 2 free throws from there. Oh, well. Like, that kind of sucked.
Mount said he looked just like KD before he went to Golden State. I think he convinced. He convinced Giannis is going to Golden State.
Oh,
I wouldn't be mad. Obviously, I wouldn't be mad, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Something tells me Giannis is going to be one of the players, kind of like Dame. Not necessarily he wants to stay in Milwaukee, but he wants to.
Giannis gonna go get it out the mud with them dogs in Miami, or he gonna go up north, like I said.
But honestly, if Miami makes it to the finals, or even West Coast finals, it's kind of the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's the same thing as going to the Warriors.
No, it's
the
not.
Warriors are
the Heat. The
Warriors got the second round pick.
Let's see where the Heat.
What was they, 6?
How do they play? How many All-Stars did they really have? How many superstars?
It was third seed.
So we're not gonna compare going to the.
I'm not comparing it, but I'm saying whether if he goes to the Heat, it's no different than him going to the Warriors.
It's no different than him going to the team with 3 NBA champions and Hall of Famers and. Okay, yeah. No, it's totally comparable because Miami only has Jimmy Butler, who's the greatest in the world. Like, come on, dude.
But they finna make it to the conference finals.
That's just because they're a gritty team. Nobody would have really thought that. Come on now.
Same thing.
No, it's
not. We got the second round pick, our second overall pick, man. We trash. We need some more players.
Y'all sabotage your own season.
He did sabotage.
Steph's hand was not broke for 4 or 5 months. That don't happen.
It was.
Kids in 3rd grade broke their hand, and 3 weeks later the cast was gone. How was he gone for 4 months? Played for 2 games up quarantine.
Like I said, I wouldn't be bad, but I just don't see it happening. It's gonna be fun to see where he goes. So,
did Giannis fold? That's what I want to know. Games 1 and 2. Did
there's
he fold?
only so much he can do, bro. He by himself. I'm sorry, Chris Middleton is an all-star, but he not only reason he an all-star because their team's so good.
If you're on a winning team, you're gonna get the nod.
Yeah. Come on, Brad Beal. Come on now. Brad Beal averaged 30. Can't get the all-star nod.
Yeah.
Come on now. We really gonna sit here and act like Brad Beal not better than Chris Middleton, regardless of the team. Come on, man.
That was some mid.
So Giannis can only do so much. He can he got to They need him to rebound. They need him to play defense, lock down the paint. They need him to score. Sometimes they need him to shoot threes. How much do you want the man to do?
Hey,
like he's 7 foot. He the 7-footer. He the point guard. He the center on defense.
He does everything.
He do every. Y'all want him to think. Y'all think he gonna do everything and beat a team in 7 games? Come on, man. Got hit you with your chuck again. Come on, man.
Hey,
there's no way that he can do all that by himself. And y'all second best player is Chris Middleton.
Before I pose my next question, how did you feel about his statements when the reporter asked him about guarding Butler in the clutch?
I mean, he a team player, so it's nothing. I guess I shouldn't say there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes as a superstar, you gotta, take that.
And you the DPOY.
And you the It's a bad
and
look.
He's going off.
For one, he shouldn't have won Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah. Let's get that out of the way.
A lot of people think that was we're gonna give it to him because they feel like they're gonna actually end up giving LeBron the MVP. So it was like we'll give you something.
I mean, maybe, but some people saying they're gonna give him the MVP this year.
He don't play like MVP when it matters.
Who's the Harden?
Regular season is nice.
Yeah, Harden's the other one.
But
yeah, so they didn't stand a chance. Like it's a really good team that has a lot of pieces versus Giannis and 3-point shooters.
I feel like Giannis, first of all, should step up to the challenge. Whoever's going off, he needs to step up. I feel like, he was just kind of funny because he was like, "No, why would you ask that?" I mean, you know why.
But I think we know why he answered like that.
Right.
He's trying to be a team
But
guy.
it's nice to see, like, Jimmy Butler yesterday, he went and spoke to Spoelstra on the side, and then right after they got done talking, every possession down the stretch, he was on Giannis.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see players take the challenge and step up. I'm going to guard him.
But the thing about Jimmy Butler is, like, again, he doesn't necessarily need... He scored 10 points yesterday, and they won.
Told y'all, boy.
He don't... Like you said, he's a player that don't need to score 40 or 30 or 20 every game.
He's not Giannis. Y'all don't have to...
And they got the team to where he doesn't have to do that, and they can still win a game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think guarding Jimmy, even though in the game 1 Jimmy was hot...
Jimmy was torching.
He doesn't necessarily need to guard. It's like Jimmy Butler's not that player that I feel like you have to put somebody on him to stop him.
I think they only said that because he was hot, and
in that game he was hot.
It's really, like if it was Adebayo,
I would have liked. You always would like to
that.
see him guard, especially as defensive player of the year. He's so long, but then I feel like maybe they feel like they're gonna be missing him in the paint. I feel like a couple times, but it's okay.
No, never mind.
Is that what
no, I just keep it going. Yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen him step up.
But a good segue to that is to what Channing Frye.
That was the next question I was going to pose.
Channing Frye,
because we were talking about he can only do so much. Channing Frye says he feels like maybe Giannis is a Pippen. He can only do so much. Do you think he needs a Jordan? Is he really a Pippen?
I kind of agree, but now I'm kind of sitting here. He can be a Jordan, but he needs a Pippen.
He's got Chris Middleton.
That's not Pippen. Come on,
He plays defense. He shoots good.
Stop it. We just
he makes
about,
plays.
No,
that's not. No,
we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Stop it. That's blasphemous. He can be a Jordan. He can be the Batman, but he needs somebody like Chris Middleton.
Who's
is
his
not
ideal aside from Steph Curry.
I was just going.
Honestly.
You can't really argue.
It would be fun. I'd be pissed off, but it'd be fun.
That would be pretty.
But who would be his ideal second fiddle? Because even in that case, he would then be the Pippen.
He wouldn't.
So if he was, you think Steph would be the Pippen?
I think so. Steph is 32, 33. He's older. Giannis is like
his game is
not now, but not now. In maybe 2 or 3 years, he would. It would be kind of like LeBron going to the Heat.
Okay.
That first year.
Okay. I thought you were saying like
even though Dwayne Wade really shouldn't have been the Batman, he was the Batman.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why they ended up losing to the Mavs. But I was listening to the David Fizdale on Knuckleheads, and he said that Wade, they was at a practice or something, and Brown was shooting free throws, and Wade had the ball and was like, "This is yours now," like basically telling him that's his team. And he's like, "It's still Wade County," which it is. Shout out Wade County.
That's like an ending to one of them BET movies or something.
True. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. But he was like, "This is yours," and it was that moment, and then the next season they went on with this. So in that first year, Bron was a little timid to take the reins, which he should have did. But I think that's what the situation would be. So when he first go there, obviously it's always going to be Curry's town.
All of it hypothetical, by the way.
Yeah, Curry's the best player. Giannis is probably the better player within the next couple of years between the two.
Darius said Channing Frye pissed off about that Thunder play. Honestly, being a Thunder fan,
Which Thunder
deep
play?
down,
Which play?
He was mad about the inbound.
Oh yeah, because the dude was wide open. Steve I didn't understand that too. We was watching it. Me and Dario was watching it. We was like, he's wide open.
As a deep down Thunder fan, I'm
all
like,
you literally have
what
to do
are you doing?
Tap it up.
You just have to lob it close to him. You have.
There's no way. PJ Tucker
they had a full second.
PJ Tucker ain't got no hops.
They had like a second. You didn't have to do like a tap. Like he literally could have just caught it and turned.
I honestly thought, I was like, he wide open. They left.
And then they had him come out to the 3-point line, and so Channing Frye was like, "Go to the hole."
Yeah. But that was frustrating. It was because I seen it too, and it was like I guess everybody's seen it. It's like, bro, he's wide open, and they didn't want to pass. And then he gonna run to the 3-point line.
Why did he come out here? And you got Russ right there and Covington right there. Like, they both gonna jump for
that. Didn't make any sense. Yeah.
So, it was a horrible play by Billy Donovan. You had a Coach of the Year stint, and this is what you finished your season with. I would have liked to have seen him execute, but at the same time, save me from the slander.
Right.
But back to
But I think another
Pippen.
Good match with Giannis. I don't know.
You hear what opened up when you said his name? Our voice-activated trash can. Go ahead.
I don't really know. That's a good. Maybe like a Devin Booker, Jimmy Buckets, a player. I mean, it's gonna be a player that
Jimmy Buckets would definitely be the Pippen if they got together.
Yeah,
because he already, So in
that's what I'm saying. I don't think he doesn't. He's not a Pippen. He just needs somebody else.
He needs an actual alpha.
Milwaukee has is not enough to compete with.
You need another star. Even the Heat. Just like Pippen was Pippen, but Pippen on any other team would have been far and above their best player.
Right.
So, he needs another good guy next to him.
Exactly.
And just depending on that player, in some cases, he will be the Pippen. But I think it's like a Russ KD, LeBron, Kyrie type of like Batman situation. Like, you can get somebody next to him, and he doesn't have to be the Pippen. Like, he can still be the best player at any point.
Yeah.
But piggybacking off of you bringing up LeBron and D Wade, Jay Williams decided to make that stretch comparison.
Yeah.
Saying LeBron was the Pippen, and then LeBron was like, "I'm minding my damn business, chilling."
Yeah, but that's what I was just saying. I guess I kind of
left out the actual.
Yeah. But I think he's kind of right, but it's just like, why you just randomly bring up LeBron?
I said Dame and Giannis.
Yeah. We was just talking about Portland today.
I don't know where y'all gonna link up at because
it's not gonna be Portland.
It's not gonna be Milwaukee. It's probably not gonna be Portland.
What's wrong with Portland?
You remember Joakim Noah's post-game interview about Cleveland? What does anybody ever say about Cleveland? It's good. Yeah. Nobody ever says I want to go on vacation. Nobody wants to go to Portland. If somebody wanted to go to Portland, Portland wouldn't be in the position they are now.
Portland's got a good ownership team. They got a really good organization.
It's done nothing for them. Their best team
they won
disappeared
the
5
finals
years ago.
back in the 70s with Bill Walton.
What year is it? What year are we moving to?
Sometimes I just like to flex my knowledge. That's all.
Shut up. The Blazers are bad.
He said Kyrie's a Batman. I let him slide though, but I'm glad you brought it up.
I mean, in one of the cases, as soon as I said it, I kind of regretted it.
Come on now.
But in the case that there were certain nights that Kyrie was playing like the best player on the floor.
Most
nights it was LeBron. So I just meant in the sake of like.
But I could be saying with any Batman and Robin, combination. Like Pippen was, I'm sure, the best player on the floor plenty of times.
I'm saying he don't necessarily need like a second fiddle. That's like he has right now a second fiddle in Chris Middleton. People act like he's one of them, but I'm saying having an actual person that is. That's what
a Batman Robin. No, what you're saying is Chris Middleton is not even a Robin. That's what you're saying.
No, I didn't say that.
Chris Middleton is not a Robin. That's what you're saying.
I'm not gonna disagree.
He's not.
I'm not gonna say you're right.
just
okay. We'll leave it where it is.
We'll leave that where it is.
I just like that LeBron was like, "Hey yo, what does this have to do with me?"
Like, bro, why you bringing my name to this?
Petty Betty.
Do we have a Petty Betty of the week?
You know what?
Who's the Petty Betty of the week?
This is.
I just want to say, Denver's getting 30 ball right now in the third quarter.
Wow. Let's just not even focus on it. Petty Betty this week, there's a mix, right? Because there's something I forgot to touch on a couple weeks ago, which was George Karl versus Mark Jackson.
That was pretty. Well, I didn't see. I seen that. I didn't see what Mark Jackson said for Karl.
To react like that. Yeah. So if you don't know, it's hard for me to quote off the top of my head because I forget what he said too. But George Karl basically was like, how many times are my teams making through the playoffs? How many 50-win seasons do I have? How many this?
George Karl felt like Mark Jackson said something taking a shot at George Karl, and Karl
he hit
responds,
that MJ with the long cigar. I took it personally.
Yeah.
You know, so he started going to him like, it was like, whoa, why are you flexing all your accolades like this? Like, I don't know.
Fairly petty. And then Mark Jackson came back and was like, bro, I wasn't even talking about you.
Oh, me and Mark Jackson was like, okay. Hey, you be blessed, brother. I don't know what all this. I don't know what all this about. It kind of reminded me of Stu yesterday. He just made a statement, and people ran with it. You only get that if you're on STL Twitter.
True.
But I don't know. I just thought that was funny, and I forgot to mention it a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But then, speaking on the Giannis Pippen thing, I kind of liked that Scottie Pippen said something to Jay Williams. It was like, what kind of player were you? Like, he basically did the George Karl just with Scottie ain't got to tell you. You know.
Hey, you know what that made me think of? Now we talking about Richard Jefferson. I saw a clip on Twitter today. This is like
off the get up.
Yeah. This is pretty petty, and I don't know when this clip came from.
That was last year. Oh, it was last year, but
I saw this. It was a clip on Twitter.
Oh my god!
And Richard Jefferson, I guess, was explaining a story about him getting traded from the Nets to the Bucks. So he explained the story, and it was Greeny, Michael Greenberg, and who was it?
I forget his name.
It was Stoudemire, or Damon Jones. Jones.
Yeah.
It's Damon Jones, and he explained it why he got traded from the Nets, and then Greeny, basically just like this, Greeny and David Jones gonna be like, all right, David Jones said, the thing about that is the Nets got better. They looked at each other and started bugging up.
And guess what? The Nets got better. And they said, it was like Charlemagne and Damon, what's the name, on the Breakfast Club. Like, they was over there cracking up.
Yeah.
And Richard Jefferson said,
that was good.
He ain't know what to say.
That's a Petty Betty of the week. Sorry, Richard Jefferson.
We'll give him 3 in a row.
Even when you do, you're okay.
He was just saying how he got traded. And guess
what got me is the
Nets
fact that they last. I wish we could post that clip. We should post that clip.
I forgot about it until I saw it again today.
Yeah.
So those 3 things were just real funny to me. Pippen, anything with him being petty is funny because I always think of the future situation. So there's a lot there. So
I always think his voice.
Pippen doing what kind of player were you? So Pippen doing anything petty is gonna be great to me. But now I want you to take it away. What's last? But not least.
This is the last segment, and of course, it's time for speaking or shouting. So we're gonna start with. Do you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
I want you to go first.
You want me? So you gotta ask me a question to follow.
So Josh,
we got Alexandria Ferguson in the YouTube chat. Appreciate your comment.
Oh God, Ferg, don't watch this. I'm just still thinking about Scottie Pippen talking. That's why I'm laughing. So anyway, are you speaking or are you shouting this week? What's on your mind?
Whew, I don't really even know, man. It's been a long week. So I'm going to just speak and I'm going to just say, man, it's gonna be bad times. You know, it's gonna be bad times in life, but you just gotta see through it. I'm gonna give you some advice today.
What?
I don't know. I can't really think of that.
Today?
Huh? That's what we on today, man. We just got everybody got pushed through rough times, COVID situation. So we're just going to. I really don't know what
man.
what
Yeah, okay, just wrap that up.
Yeah.
It's okay. You don't have to speak on anything.
Yeah, that's what I was
It's okay to
speaking
be
on.
quiet,
I was just trying to get it off my
It's
chest.
okay
You know what I'm
to be
saying?
quiet.
Everybody be good, be blessed. Appreciate y'all for coming and commenting. Shout out to you, cousin Mount, in the comment section. Everybody was in the comment section. I love y'all. Thank you.
I don't get to.
Are you speaking? Are you? I wasn't rapping.
I was
That
like,
me speaking. my
damn.
bad.
Hey, well, anyway, now that I'm done spewing some BS,
So
we're good to go.
Rev, are you speaking? Or are you shouting today?
Hey, never are you this funny, man. I'm shouting.
What you shouting about?
I'm shouting because I was on Twitter, right? And there was a thread, and it said, "Y'all ain't cold?" equals a black person nicely asking you to turn the AC on.
I do it all the time.
So there was people in there, "Y'all ain't hot." Cameron understands that because we be in his house dying, sweating. And that's politely asking you to turn the AC on.
Yeah.
You know, little stuff like that.
Yeah.
That we've all
You don't
seen
wanna
our
just
family
say it.
members do.
Yeah.
You know, so it was black people be like, that means really, and somebody white commented under something that was like, it said black people be watching you go the wrong way and be like, no, where are you going? A black person nicely telling you made the wrong turn.
True.
And some white dude was like, LOL, black people aren't the only people that do that, white people do too.
Hey, why are you so offended though?
Bro, because why white people always want to me too some shit? Like, we ain't talking about you right now. Why do you feel the need? You just want to be in class so bad.
They want to be included.
No, they got FOMO. Like, as a race, they have FOMO. We want to be in this. We really don't want to miss out. Please let us in. And sometimes it's okay to be quiet.
Yeah.
That's the other message of the night.
Oh, it's okay.
to
I
be
mean,
quiet.
you could have added something else to the conversation. That would have been okay. Like white people be like,
They probably still would have, like, Twitter stoned you in the mentions anytime you say something stupid.
I mean,
it's
probably.
people over and over, shut up, who's talking to you? Stay out of black people's business. Like, but you really should.
Twitter is a wild place.
Stay out of black people's business. You're white. Go to Menards. Go golf.
Not Menards.
Mind the business that pays you.
Not
Like
Menards,
people's
though.
things.
Hey, Menards is tough. I've been to Menards like twice.
Hey, I love Menards.
I've been there like twice. I was like, bro, this
I went
stuff.
to one with my dad when I went to see him. It was like 2 levels. It was
Your
big
fat
as
hurt?
hell. Hey, okay. Chill out. So anyway.
Hey, we gotta wrap this up.
No, I'm just tired of white people wanting to be involved so bad. Like, just shut up. This is black people on Twitter talking about our life experiences. Who did we grow up around?
Yeah,
Black people.
Twitter ain't really the place.
It's not the place. Twitter is gonna beat your ass if you try to jump in the group. Like, you don't sit at this table.
Yeah.
Stay over
Twitter,
there.
hey, I'm sorry.
It's just
Sorry to our white counterparts, white people.
y'all.
Twitter
Cool.
really ain't the place to be. You gotta
just stay in
you
your.
gotta read the room.
Stay on white Twitter.
On Twitter.
Because if you come into black Twitter,
It's rough out there.
they're mean.
It's hard out there for Twitter on Twitter.
But yeah, you just didn't have to be involved, and I wish you would stop. Just stop getting in black people's business. That's the message
That's
of the
the
night.
story today.
But now you can wrap up for real because you cut me off the first time. I thought you was finna cut to black.
No,
I thought I was finna be
I was
out.
still speaking.
I got nervous.
I'm
I thought
gonna
you was
let
finna
you
do it.
always wrap up, so go ahead and wrap it up for us.
All right. Thank you to all that came through. Lamont, you were super active in the chat. We appreciate it.
Yeah, shout out to you, cousin. Thank you for the love.
Although this Giannis take, if it does become a real thing, we're going to have problems. So remember that because I don't like it.
Hey, if you want to be on the show, let me know.
Bring him on. Come on out, Lamont. Come
Put you on the
out.
show.
Great show tonight. Shouts out to A Ferg for pulling up today. That was a pleasant surprise in the chat.
She's still live in that show, not Menards coming. Yeah, Menards coming.
Hey, that was a domer. That was off the
good.
dome.
That's pretty good.
But anyway, shout out to. Stop looking at me like that. It's hard having a producer sit right behind the camera making faces at you. But shout out to everybody that was involved tonight. Shout out to you for coming through every week. We always appreciate you, and we appreciate you. Appreciate you.
English is hard.
It can be fat her. We appreciate you for coming out, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.